Okay, so playing mderg again, I think in the finals, and just to mitigate how bad I am at talking and playing, probably just gonna listen to music for the finals, and maybe talk in the replay after a bit, and just hopefully, not that not talking won't prevent me from playing bad, but hopefully I'll play less bad. Okay.
As you wish, sir. Certainly, sir. I stand ready. As you wish, sir. Yes. I stand ready, sir. At once, sir. As you wish, sir. As you wish, ready. Sir. As you wish, sire. At once, sir. I stand ready. Yes. As you wish, sir. Certainly, sir. As you wish, sir. Your command. As you wish, sire. As you wish, sir. As you wish, sir. As you wish, sire. Yes. At once, sir. As you wish, sir. At once, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Your command. Certainly, sir. Yes. As you wish, sire. Yes. At once, sir. As you wish, sir. As you wish, sire. Yes. Certainly, sir. Certainly, sir. At once, sir. I stand ready, sire. Certainly, sir. As you wish, sire. Certainly, sir. As you wish, sir. At your once, command. Sir. As you wish, sir. Yes. At once, sir. As you wish, sire. As you wish, sir. your command. At once, sir. Certainly. As you wish, sire. Certainly, sir. As you wish, sire. Certainly, sir. As you wish, sire.
So I actually think I probably lost that game. Maybe I win from that position because he just has too much to clean up, like on his end. I'm not really certain. I'm gonna go back and watch game 2 first. But I felt pretty dead. I felt like I got out microed in like the wolf stage against his 2-den. The main thing really, I took a big gamble in two parts. I built this first den really forward, and like the positioning of my buildings is meant to help me in like a later game. I'm just kind of pre-building this house out here to spot for later on, building this den kind of forward, and then I'll later on kind of wall here, and then just kind of move through this ramp down here. Really kind of like greedy positioning by me. I thought maybe I could get away with it, and then when I saw him 2-denning, which I don't really respect 2-den very much, so it just wasn't really on my mind. Typically, you can hold very easily against the 2-den just because your buildings are more tucked. Like I typically build my buildings in my main. I think most people are used to me building my production in my main and my houses in my main and stuff, or just pretty close to my natural, which makes defending your own buildings very easy. I found it very impossible to protect my buildings against the 2-den. So I actually wound up taking a ton of damage from the 2-den, and I kept trying to like overextend and protect my structures, and then it kept costing me bad wolf trades. So I actually got very behind, I think. And then even here, there was like later on a fight where I took a big fight with my wolves and his natural, and he kind of semi-trapped me with a bunch of snakes. I didn't realize how bad the fight was going for me until I'd already lost a bunch of wolves. I think he was in definitely a dominating position. I think he killed himself trying to go for the dragons. I don't know why he thought dragons were the move there. If he had just hunkered down and just... I also don't like that he built a tower at his third. I think if he just hunkers down and just builds tons of wolf snake with his third base up and everything off the huge early game lead I think he had. I'll see how huge it was in the replay, but I felt like I was pretty dead. I was just kind of going for a Hail Mary and lucked out him just kind of being greedy going into the dragons. Now, I had no anti-air, so I was pretty scared of the dragons, like counterattacking, but I just think he had too few dragons to like defend himself and go across the map. By the time he could clean up everything on his side of the map, I would have ballista, though I was only mining on one base, but I think by the time he cleans everything up, he's probably going to lose his natural in his third. That's my guess. I'm going to go pretty quickly through some of this stuff. I just know it was really bad for me. See just the units lost. I'm already down, basically, for all intents and purposes, 300 and nothing in resources lost. Slightly ahead in gold mined, but... And then he goes for 4-den with snakes, which I don't mind. I do think the snakes force you to be a lot more passive. And I don't know what he was doing with his units out here. Kind of splitting up. But obviously I'm just kind of going 4-den with mass wolves, and he's going 4-den with snakes. So I'd give the advantage to the snake player if we both just mass up. If we both just kind of sit on our thumbs and make units off of 4-dens, the snake player is gaining more value over time just because they're ranged units, and as they get more a bigger snake ball, they have reduced surface area, and the wolves don't scale that well into that. Part of why I'm taking a fight, I'm like cutting workers at 18. I'm trying to force a fight. Can't tell if him being out on the map is good or bad for me. I think probably good. I think he loses a decent amount of workers. Maybe just four workers, and I build 2 workers, so I've got a 4-worker lead now. So that's nice. But then I lose so many wolves here that it's like there's no way it's worth it. So we're gonna see how bad the resources lost shifts. I've mined close to 300 more than him, because he also loses a lot of mining time here. but then resources lost. It's gonna go from like 150 to something bad. I'm gonna back off here. Yeah. So I'm still about 300 gold up. Closer to like 350 gold up. But yeah, no, he's like 500 gold up in resources lost. So definitely was a bad trade for me. I probably could have gotten these workshops going sooner. Like the very moment I saw the snake charmer, I think if I hadn't hesitated, I could have got these workshops down faster. I really thought these were my only Hail Mary back into the game, was like maybe he would overcommit on the snakes, like just build like a big snake ball and try and A-move me, and then just walk into a bunch of, katas. But I don't know, the Hail Mary worked out, but not for anything I did right. He just, I think it was just the dragons that killed him. I'm gonna check so this is actually kind of a big deal, and I didn't realize this. Obviously there's no way I could have known, but he didn't rebuild the workers he lost for some time. He's got workers 17 and 18 finally finishing, but it's now 22 workers for a bit longer, 16. So it is helping me come back in the resources lost side of things. We're seeing kind of the resources lost and total resources gold mined slowly not being so bad for me. But he obviously, the bad thing here is he has a much bigger army than me. I've got 13 wolves. He's got, okay, holy crap. I didn't realize how dead I was. So he has 2 more wolves than I do, and he has 14 snakes to my no snakes. And my workshops are not even done yet. So if he just really, I think he gets distracted here. I gotta watch these snakes, and I'm not even gonna watch the wolves in my own base. I just like punched my mic. If he just like can get everything like grouped up and then go in a timely manner, even if I have 2 catapults, like I don't see how I survive being down 14 snakes in a fight. Obviously he still does push here, and I know I lose a ton of workers in the hold. So I'm curious to see what my end worker count is after the hold, in air quotes. But that's really where I died. It's just he utilizes his big supply lead here and just gut checks me. Though I really don't like that he's not building workers at home. Or he doesn't have a worker already prepared to take the third if he's just like doing a worker cut to take the third. I think he's just probably tunnel visioned on maybe trying to win right here, which is not unreasonable. So a very narrow hold down. Somehow I only lost 5 workers. I don't know how that's possible. I have a lot of hurt workers. Yeah, a lot of workers that I barely saved. So that was huge. So it being 17 workers to 18 after that, and he still has a pretty big supply lead, 20 supply lead, big wolf lead. But now that I've got finally these catapults coming out and pretty decent SimCity to protect them, and then later you'll see me do more SimCity, which saves me. Now I'm kind of I'm getting my hopes up with the katas that eventually I'll be able to make a big all-in functional. But again, just in retrospect, I think if he had just kept pumping out units, even went to 6 ends, doesn't go too hard on the work, maybe goes to like 24 or 26 workers and just like 6 ends, I think he just overwhelms me completely. But so I will say I do kind of a cute thing micro-wise. I was also very happy that he pulled back even a little, because that actually bought me time to kind of set up a couple things, which I'll zoom in for. I put a worker in this choke and hold position it just to kind of keep things from being able to easily get in here. And then I'm also able to get some stuff in here and hold positioned. in this like little gate per se, and then this worker here. And unfortunately, this wasn't a perfect. I was really hoping I would just gate this off, but I left like one grid here that he channels through, and I couldn't get this worker down. But still, like five catapults going on 6, and I've got some wolves to buffer. Like another scenario in which I could very easily die. I think I save a cata here, which is pretty huge, with a gold walk to my 3rd, where I'm able to get the workers on the opposite side of the cata, just for a second. I don't do it perfectly, but definitely lose some cata, but being able to save one and get a decent amount of wolf snake kills, that was definitely a good trade for me. But yeah, still just in Hail Mary mode. And I would have also liked to see him just have a, obviously he might just know how I like to expand on this map, but I would have liked to see him have one wolf there, like one of these wolves here, and then if he recognizes that, he's got, like, I don't mind that he went in here because I'm so vulnerable, but then like has to back off. But really that's the moment where he should, where I'm like barely holding on there. If he sees I'm just stuck on 2 bases, like I hate that he sees that I'm barely hanging on here, and we're building a tower here. We are on 5 dens, but I'd love to see like 6 or even a 7th den, and like only a few more workers get made, and just like, because there's only 2 things I can do: try to slowly take a 3rd, or all in. And if you're just setting up to do a big 3-base timing yourself, you're probably going to come in and smash my attempt to take a 3rd, or you can just take your own late 4th if you want, if you see me taking that late of a 3rd. The only way I can take a 3rd is if I really just like take forever, like slowly build up catapults, and like don't even make workers, like take my 3rd so late that I'm basically taking it to transfer my main workers to, which if you just see that I'm just camping forever, then you can just take a 4th and a 5th and I'm dead. But yeah, the other scenario is I all in, which is my only real goal here. And so I think the tower and the teching is really all this game came down to. There's a lot of fun micro. I feel like it was a bit of an uphill battle for me, but I think just some key mistakes barely win. So a big thing if you're ever doing these kinds of catapult wolf all-ins, definitely keep them separately hotkeyed, or you'll friendly fire your own wolves a ton. Also good to be constantly trying to spread out and fan out the catapults, so not too many of them can get surrounded at once, and then, or just if 3 of them or something get like jumped on and if they're all spread out in a line, even though any of them might be being attacked, the one on this side can help the one on the other side, and they'll all shoot at each other's perpetrators. I think mderg has the right idea here, that he's setting up these flanks. I think this is actually like a really important thing to talk about for if mderg watches this, is this setting up is absolutely amazing. Definitely do this. Don't, like, I think you're trying to take this fight too early. You taking this fight here was another thing that, like, maybe the dragon thing didn't even matter. If you hadn't jumped in on this, I think you're more or less fine. I think you set up like this, you let me come in, and then you just go behind, maybe walk to the middle, make sure, look for anything rallying. Once you see that I'm cut off, then you just come back and pull the boys, and you just don't want to take this fight. Like, you want to wait as long as possible. You want to let your 5 dens produce. Like, borderline, you can just let me catapult away at your castle. You can let me attack your buildings, as long as you're getting production cycles off and you're making sure I'm not getting reinforcements with these units behind me. And then once you feel like it's go time, you know, whatever that trigger might be for you, you've just gotten like one last cycle out of your dens, you just pull the boys, and then these units that we're making sure nothing's coming to help, you know, they come in from behind, and everything gets surrounded and just kind of overwhelmed, and you can lose like a whole base of workers, and it's pretty much entirely irrelevant, since this is my only lifeline. My only lifeline is just like hoping you bleed your units out early and just over time, and then I can eventually just snowball enough units to take a win, which obviously does wind up happening. I think there's a lot of cute micro going on, especially down in front of your natural, that I thought was quite fun. Go for this. But, anyway, thank you for the stressful game. It was fun.